I'm Elisa, and I am the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I have a craft room organization tip for you. I am a new believer in the importance of a project bin, a place where you keep all the elements of one project together instead of spreading them out throughout your craft room, organizing by type of product or color. I like to keep all my projects together. So I'd like to start off today by showing you a couple of my smaller project bins and then walking you through how I'm going to create an IKEA craft toolbox for my traveler's notebooks this summer. Let's go. Okay, here are a couple of examples of project bins that I keep on a regular basis in my room. This bin holds my By the Well for God devotional that I'm working on, currently waiting in day 2. And it has all of the elements that came with the kit, including the extra stamp sets I ordered, the extra traveler's notebooks, stickers, alpha stickers, washi tape that I've pulled from my stash that I feel like will go well with the kit, all the watercolors, really all the elements of the kit. The only thing that is not in here would be the inks and possibly gelatos that I might use. But as I go through my stash and pull those when I'm working during the month, I will leave them in here so that I have all the colors all right here. This is my Pile of Ashes kit. It has some elements that I created last week that I'm planning on using, and just some different stickers and things that I was sent by a Pile of Ashes. And so I know when I want to work on one of these projects, I just pull this out of my drawer and everything is right there. I do something similar with Felicity Jane. I keep all my Felicity Jane paper separate from other paper and divided up by solid color patterns. These are longer pieces, and then some scraps that I have, including the branding strips because they are so cute. And I like to keep my Felicity Jane supplies separate because they go so well together, and I know if I'm going to work on a traveler's notebook spread and use Felicity Jane, I want it all right there. But here's the problem. When I'm working on traveler's notebook spreads, I have been working with these two bins right here. This is my current traveler's notebook from May that I'm working on. And then here, I used to keep little bits. You'll see some brochures I collected, different pictures that I wanted to include. And I just never, it's kind of unorganized and it's kind of not easy to move around. And now that it's almost summer with my kids home, the likelihood that I'll be sitting in my craft room doing crafting is much smaller. I will probably be crafting on the go, crafting outside while they're playing, crafting at the pool, just on the go. And so my thought was I needed something with my traveler's notebook, especially because it's the one I'm most likely to work on in some downtime. I needed something that will travel a little bit easier for me, mostly around my house, just to different parts of my house, to the playroom, things like that. So here is my idea. So I move these out of the way. When I went to IKEA a few weeks ago, I saw this, and this is a new toolbox that was in the kids section, and I am excited to see how I can customize it. I love that everything is all in the box. And you can see in the top there's a clear acrylic cover that protects the things right in these little drawers, but lets you see it. It can be moved easily, but it can all be closed up away from prying fingers. So my thought was I'm going to use this and customize it for my summer traveler's notebook projects. And I thought I would bring you guys along. I'm going to paint it, customize it, stock it for traveler's notebook projects, and we'll see how it works out. Okay, the first step is going to be to open up the box, lay out all the pieces, and spray paint it before I put it together. I think that will be the easiest way to make sure everything gets a really great coating. So let's see. out of spray paint, so I'm going to finish up the white coat on this with some white acrylic paint. Here I go. Okay, everything is painted white now, so I'm going to assemble my toolbox. And in true IKEA fashion, I have a booklet full of pictures and no words, but it doesn't look too complicated, so let's get going. Okay, there we go. The basic piece is all put together, painted white. It needs a few little touch-ups, and then I'm going to add some customizing. Let's go up to my desk and get to work. Okay, I'm going to start customizing my toolbox right now. I love how lightweight it is at the moment, but I just want to make it a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more me. So I'm going to start with customizing and painting the inside of these drawers, and then I'm just going to take it from there. Toolbox dries with some of that black detail, I'm gonna take this tissue paper, and this is the tissue paper that I get every month from By the Well for God when they ship their kits, and I think it is so beautiful and fun. And I'm going to cut out some of the design in this tissue paper to use to decoupage onto my toolbox. Okay, I've cut out a lot of this different tissue paper that I had. I'm gonna start on the underside of one of these drawers actually with the Mod Podge, and I'm just very generously applying Mod Podge all on the bottom as quickly as I can before it dries, because I'm for this piece in particular, I'm trying to cover a big space. So I'm putting some Mod Podge. The coverage doesn't have to be perfect, just as close as you can. And then I'm gonna put my tissue paper right in there and start covering over the top of it with the Mod Podge to seal it on. Now, I realize I'm not gonna be seeing the bottom of these drawers very often, but since they do have that clear acrylic top to them, it is possible that you can turn it upside down and see. And sometimes the fun is just in those little details. When you see this box, you won't know that this is on there, but I will know, and I will love it. And I think it's tons of fun. Right here, and do the same thing. Again, I'm just very generously applying the Mod Podge underneath where I want the tissue paper to go. And then I will put the tissue paper over the top of it. It will wrinkle. Tissue paper is super thin, and so as it goes on, especially this large piece, it will wrinkle some. That doesn't bother me at all. This is just a craft project for me, to make a craft project for crafting purposes, to make crafting a little bit easier for me this summer. My kids finish school up on June 11th. They're almost done, and my boys are done with preschool, and we're just gonna be on the go. And the odds that I'm in my craft room getting to craft are very small. But if I get my supplies together, get my projects together, especially for traveler's notebooks, because it's a little bit different from Bible journaling. I can do it while doing something else. I can be watching my kids play. I can be supervising. I can be sitting with them while they're watching a movie or something like that. And I can get some crafting done, and they can play, and we can all be happy. All right, there's the drawers. Now I'm gonna get my toolbox and apply some there. All right, the process will be the same with the toolbox. I just, again, put Mod Podge down where I want those flowers. I just kind of messy cut this out, not meaning for it to be perfect or a designer piece or anything like that. Just a fun project. Putting this on, and I'm going over the top of it. I'm gonna try to, I would kind of like to trim this to curve around where that black is, and then I can always go back and paint over the top of that and make that a cleaner line right there. And I want to make sure this is really well covered so that it holds up to being moved around, because that's the whole goal of this project, is that this toolbox will be on the move this summer. So I want to get a good coverage. I will probably go back after this dries and do a second coat of Mod Podge. And I'm using, right here, I'm using the matte Mod Podge. I prefer the matte kind instead of the glossy kind, just because I think the glossy kind of stays stickier longer. All right, I'm going to continue on this, and then I will fast forward you guys ahead to the next step in the process. Okay, I have finished my decoupaging. As you can see, I put some tissue paper right here in the bottom, and then on the sides I used those cutout flowers to add some pattern, did some touch up. Again, it's not perfect, but it sure is fun. I'm loving the black and white feel. What I'm going to do now is add I considered maybe painting all these flowers, adding in some color, but I think my art supplies will add in a lot of color. What I want to do is add in the word create right here on the bottom. Even though it'll be covered up, like I said before, it'll matter to me. I'll know it's there. And then I will probably add Crafty Toolbox here on the sides, one of these sides. I'll think about that. And I'm going to use these Jane Davenport acrylic paints. I like these. When I'm crafting, I usually don't have a lot of time. These dry so fast. So I'm going to use them to kind of hand letter, and they will dry quickly and I'll be able to move on with the rest of this project. The other thing I really like is that they are matte. So I don't believe that they will end up being sticky over the top of this Mod Podge that's been done. And that's a plus because I'm going to have paper supplies in here. And if there's a little bit of stick, then my paper will get messed up. So love these Jane Davenports. I'm going to use them to add a little bit of color, a little bit of secret color, and I will put you on the time lapse and do it super speedy because I'm sure you don't want to sit here and watch me do all that. I am so excited, and I'm about to go fill up my new Crafty Toolbox for my summer memory keeping. But as you can see, I decoupaged all the sides to add a little flair. On the top, it has these two boxes that are removable, and I've cut out vinyl from my silhouette and labeled ephemera, bits and pieces, scraps, and then on the back we have live and love. And then in the middle of my toolbox, create, which is super exciting. I'm going to fill it up and I will show you all what I end up putting in it. It's done. I am super excited. This is going to make scrapbooking, the summer, and memory keeping in my traveler's notebook so easy and portable. So let me just start out. These are some basic washi tapes I used, regular old ring clips to put through the holes that are in this handle, and I just chose some of my favorite washi's that I tend to go to over and over again to attach right here on the side. Each of these boxes, first of all, we have the scrap box, and remember these are removable, which makes it fun. So when I do decide to set up, like say I'm in the living room or at my dining room table, I can spread out a little bit, but then it all is compact. So this one says scraps. I have some random solid colored pieces of paper here from Felicity Jane, adhesives, one small pair of scissors, and it all stays covered, which is nice. So I can move this around, shift it around, and it's not going to get out of control. In this side, I am keeping some of my favorite ephemera pieces that I am planning on using this summer. I love Maggie Holmes ephemera, so this slides out, caught right here a little bit on this side, slides out. And I have some different ephemera pieces that I've cut out, paper pieces. These are what I like to go to the most in my traveler's notebook, so that is well stocked. A couple of different stamps. This one's from Dear Lizzie with some sentiments on it, and then a date stamp and a few little bits and pieces of things that I can incorporate if I so please in my traveler's notebook. And then here in the bottom, in the big part, I have, this is my Sprocket printer. It's an HP Sprocket, and I can print out my photos on the go here. And I love this because sometimes I'm able to print out my photos in advance, but if I'm out and working and I'm not near my photo printer, this is nice because I can print directly from my phone to here. I have my current traveler's notebook that I'm working on. As I finish up May, I'll change this out for a June one. This is just a program that I'm wanting to put into my notebook. And then over here you have some random stickers. These are sentiment stickers, some alphas, just a few little ones, and then a bunch of papers that are pre-cut, Amy Tangerine, Maggie Holmes, pre-cut to traveler's notebook size. So they fit in here really easily, and they're already set, so I don't have to worry about trimming down my 12 by 12 paper. This box is so much fun. It makes me excited to scrap this summer. These are great. You can use them in so many ways. Can you see giving each of your kids their own art box for the summer? Can you see putting snacks in here? But as far as crafting, I think it's gonna come in super handy. I'm really excited. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this project box. Let me know what kind of project boxes you put together to make scrapping and crafting easier for you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button. I hope you have a fantastic day, and as always, keep it creative.